Namaste, good morning everyone. Welcome to Financial Freedom Fraternity's another initiative wherein we will be talking about insurance planning. This is the first time that we are doing a program which is not directly connected with mutual funds, but as a financial planner or as an advisor or as a coach, we all really need to give a lot of advice and a lot of ideas related to general insurance specifically. So if we are aware of various terminologies and various content which is related and relevant as far as whether it is a house or a factory or a marine or maybe various other terminology which is evidently very useful for all our investors, all our clients. So the idea of this certification, this 8 modules which will be done in 4 weeks, covering all Saturdays. So I'll urge you all to just be there, and I'm sure we will get some or other value. Other than that, the team of Probus Insurance is there also with us to help us, guide us. So we all are there also in a WhatsApp group. So any help which is required, you can actually get in touch with them. You can also onboard yourself. I'm pretty sure with your interaction one-on-one with the Probus team, you will be able to see the value, or if you see the payouts and all, whatever is coming to you, if it's unique, it's different, and if it's good, I think you all can associate with them also. So that's what I have done so far with them. And without not taking more of time, we really need to get into the content. And before we get into the content, I'll request Alok Vora, who is who will be talking about Probus and also about this initiative. So taking it forward from here, Alok Vora, over to you, Alok.
Thank you. I hope I am audible and visible too. Okay, all right. Thank you, Kanak. I think you have already shared and laid the context. आपने बहुत अच्छा एक foundation lay कर दिया है, and बहुत धन्यवाद उसके लिए. Thank you everybody who's joined in. आज सुबह हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए बहुत धन्यवाद. I know it's a long weekend, so बहुत सारी छुट्टियां भी है और बहुत सारे जन इधर उधर से भी ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं. पर already so far we have about 40 plus participants, around 40, which is a great sign, and I'm sure more will keep joining in. What is Probus? So while I let my other colleague Astha and Gautam to take us through today's session, पर एक simple अगर term में कहा जाए जो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है, it is a supermarket. एक supermarket है of insurance products, not only life, not only health, but any insurance product one can think of can be made available via Probus platform. It's a technology platform. आप probusinsurance.com type करेंगे, you all can go and possibly just explore what all is available. And अगर किसी को shop insurance चाहिए, किसी को home insurance चाहिए, किसी को pet insurance चाहिए, everything is available under one roof and one umbrella. The model we follow is through the partner network, which is people like you who all have joined in. अक्सर ये देखा गया है कि जब एक क्लाइंट के पास जाते हैं तो वो सिर्फ म्यूचुअल फंड या फिर एक डेट प्रोडक्ट नहीं चूज करता है. उसकी जरूरतें 360 डिग्री है. वो कहता है कि यार मुझे कनक ट्रैवल इंश्योरेंस भी चाहिए. वो कहता है कि मेरा बेटा बाहर पढ़ने जा रहा है तो मुझे एक स्टूडेंट इंश्योरेंस भी चाहिए. और कहता है कि मेरे घर में मेरा होम बर्गलरी और फायर इंश्योरेंस भी मुझे चाहिए. सो ऐसी कभी भी जब रिक्वेस्ट या कोई इंक्वायरीज आती है तो आपको उसको, अगर आप ऑलरेडी इंश्योरेंस कर रहे हैं बहुत बढ़िया, पर ज्यादातर देखा है कि लाइफ और हेल्थ ज्यादा चलता है, पर बहुत सारे प्रकार के और भी जनरल इंश्योरेंस प्रोडक्ट्स भी अवेलेबल है मार्केट में, जिसके बारे में मुझे लगता है कि हम लोग सबको अवेयरनेस लेना बहुत जरूरी है. सो आज का सेशन कंप्लीटली नॉलेज सेशन है. इसको वैसी लेंस से देखिए, कुछ नई चीजें सीखने को मिलेगी. और मैं दोनों लैंग्वेज में बात कर रहा हूँ सर, बोथ इंग्लिश एज वेल एज हिंदी. दिस डिबेट विल गो ऑन फॉर एवर. It's scientifically not possible to speak both the languages together. So I will keep switching, but don't worry, sir. I get the point. So the whole idea behind today's session is going to be about understanding the nuances and very basics of insurance. While I'm very sure a lot of you would already be aware of a lot of terms, पर अगर if there are certain terms which you feel ऐसा लगे कि ऐसे कोई terms हैं जो आपको नहीं समझ में आ रहे हैं या आपने कभी इग्नोर कर दिए होंगे या पता नहीं है, तो आज का सेशन बहुत फायदेमंद है. इसका प्लीज पूरा फायदा उठाइए. और on that note, I would like to request Asta to give a little context about Probus before we start today's session. Asta, over to you.
Good morning to everyone. Hello everyone. Welcome to such a module where we all will learn. हम यहाँ पे सब सीखने आए हैं. हमारी जिंदगी ही पूरी सीखने पे बेस्ड है. मैं आप सबसे रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी कि प्लीज कहीं पे भी कोई भी रिक्वेस्ट हो, किसी को कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, प्लीज आस्क. हम लोग ओपन हैं. हम लोग भी आज आप लोगों के साथ सीखने ही बैठे हैं यहाँ पे. प्रोबस इंश्योरेंस की मैं जहां तक बात करती हूँ, मैं प्रोबस इंश्योरेंस में लास्ट 13 ईयर्स से हूँ. हम लोगों का एक इंश्योरेंस मॉड्यूल है, हम लोगों का एक इंश्योरेंस प्लेटफॉर्म है जहाँ पे हम ऑल टाइप ऑफ इंश्योरेंस ले सकते हैं, जैसे आलोक जी ने आपको बताया. और अगर आप लोग यहाँ पे जुड़ते हैं तो आप लोग अपने कस्टमर को सारा फाइनेंशियल प्रोडक्ट दे सकते हैं, नॉट ओनली म्यूचुअल फंड बट एवरीथिंग यू कैन गिव फ्रॉम वन प्लेटफॉर्म इटसेल्फ. इंश्योरेंस, आई विल टेल, इट इज अ नोबल कॉज. बिकॉज हम अगर इंश्योरेंस किसी को देते हैं तो हम उसको कहीं ना कहीं मदद करते हैं. अगर आप किसी को हेल्प कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज बहुत सारे लोग हैं जिनको नॉलेज नहीं है, जिनके पास इनकम है बट इनकम को कहाँ पे कैसे यूज करना है दे डोंट नो. दैट मीन्स हम लोग उनकी हेल्प करें, दैट इन टर्न इज अ नोबल कॉज. सो प्लीज consider it as a noble cause and work towards it. It is a very vast segment और हम लोगों के लिए इस सेगमेंट में इनकम का भी उतना ही जरिया है जितना हम लोग हमारे लोगों को हेल्प करते हैं. So all the modules which we have included in this is very basic modules. आप लोगों को समझने में दिक्कत नहीं आनी चाहिए. हमारे सारे ट्रेनर्स आर वेरी एक्सपीरियंस्ड. आपको कहीं पे भी कुछ डाउट लगता है तो प्लीज आस्क. वी विल हैव अ क्वेश्चन आंसर सेशन at the end of the things. Today we have Mr. Gautam. Gautam is a very have an in-depth product knowledge in the insurance product. गौतम प्रोबस इंश्योरेंस में एरिया सेल्स मैनेजर हैं जो कि यहाँ पे मोटर इंश्योरेंस को हेड करते हैं. Apart from that, Gautam has a good knowledge in non-motor, non-health as well. Gautam will take the session on insurance and types of insurance today. Looking forward a great session today. Gautam, all the best. Gautam, मैं आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी कि आप हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों का यूज करिएगा.
Right.
And all the best to everybody. Welcome aboard. Thank you very much. Gautam, I guess you can start the training. Thank you very much. Thank you,
Okay.
Kanak sir.
All the very best, everybody, and all the best to Gautam. Thank you.
Thank you, Asta ma'am, Kanak sir, Alok sir. जैसे सर और मैम ने बताया कि today we are going to only cover up the basics of insurance. तो इसमें we have prepared a small presentation which I'm going to share with all of you. Just kindly allow 1 minute. Please let me know if all of you can see the presentation.
Yes, absolutely.
Go to
Right.
the first slide, Gautam.
Okay. Right. So introduction, Probus के introduction, ma'am और sir ने दे चुके already, and you know we are in the industry for quite a few number of years now, and we have niche in every area. Like if you say motor insurance, the basics, health insurance, life insurance, also the SME sector like fire insurance में हमने बहुत सारे clients है, and you know we work closely with few market leaders also, like rice mill manufacturers, timber manufacturers all over India. So today we're not going to get into those details. Like first and foremost, today only we're going to cover the basics. Some of you are aware of the insurance subject, some are not. So today we are only going to educate ourselves, get some learning on what is insurance, what are the types of insurance, and a little bit basics on touching up on small products, right? So the first slide would be what is insurance. Like everyone in the financial sector, I believe, should be aware of this particular industry, the insurance industry. And so, like, let's start with what is, just a moment, yeah, what is insurance? Okay. So insurance, as we can see, is a contract represented by a policy in which a policyholder receives financial protection or reimbursement against losses from an insurance company during adverse or uncertain times. इसका मतलब इंश्योरेंस, एक इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी ये मीनिंग देती है कि at the time of loss or at the time of adverse situation, you will be financially or economically protected from all the adverse situations. So that is what is insurance in very niche term. Next, a little bit of history about insurance, like who started insurance and who's the father of insurance and what is risk. Like anyone who is not being able to see the slides, I think all of you can see the slides, right? Okay. So
yes, we can.
Yeah. So here's what is who was the father of insurance, who actually got this concept of insurance in this world. Like it's all mentioned in this slide. You can also Google it for any sort of detailed information about that particular person or how actually it started. I'm not going to go into that. Like small thing, what is risk? Risk is something which is associated with everyone and in everyone's life and in every sector. Like whether you are buying a car, there's whether you're buying a house, whether you are running a business, whether you are any sort of transaction in any industry has certain amount of risk. So like risk can be defined as a degree of uncertainty or potential financial loss inherent in decision making. So like you might take some decisions which I mean, all of you are into the equity market or the share market or the mutual fund market, right? There are certain amount of risk which is always there when you are investing or when you are trading in the market. So to cover those risks, that sort of risks, like there are various types of that. We are going to come to those in the later section of this slideshow. But yes, risk is there in everything. So to cover those risks, the most important thing one should remember is taking potential and sufficient insurance cover. Now, this slide actually explains the principles of insurance. When we are selling insurance or when we are buying insurance, these are the factors which should be kept in mind, and very importantly, this should be understood by any person who is in the insurance industry to be able to sell insurance or buy insurance or deal in any insurance product. That is, the first one would be utmost good faith, right? This means the insurer and the insured, when both parties are coming into collaboration or a contract, both parties should have a certain amount of transparency between both of them, and they should always disclose any non-material facts before purchasing or selling a policy, and those should be true to their best knowledge. If that is not there, then this cause, the utmost good faith clause, is violated, and which can lead to a lot of problems during the claim or servicing of the policy. The second would be insurable interest. Insurable interest is a financial, again, it's a very important financial term. Both parties who are getting insured and the insurance company should have an insurable interest. Suppose, for an example, like a company is taking a group medical policy for its employees, right? So the company has an insurable interest. For a proper example, like if an employee is not there in the organization, an important person is missing in the organization, the company is going to lose out on a lot of things, like the clients that person is to handle, the amount of work that person is to do. So those would be lost by the company. The company is going to suffer a bit of loss. If suppose the earning member of a particular family is not present in the family due to his death, the family might suffer financial losses. So that would be insurable interest, right? So that's the second point. Now the third point is proximity clause. Proximity clause is it refers to the nearest cause leading to the direct cause of loss of any event, right? So like proximity cause would be to be very honest, the proximity cause will come into play when there are suppose there's a fire in a factory, right? And we are finding the areas which actually cause the losses. So the first area would be to find the proximity cause. Proximity cause would be if a person is if the factory has caught fire, then why has it caught fire? Through the short circuit or through any external sources. So the first cause which has caused the damage would be termed as the proximate cause. The next point would be indemnity, the indemnity cause. The principle of indemnity states that the insurance policy should not be
Hi Gautam, we are not able to hear you.
You have muted yourself.
hello, is it, am I audible?
Yeah, now you are audible.
Okay. So yeah, we were into the indemnity cause. Like basically, the indemnity cause is protection of both parties again. So when an insurance policy is sold to a policy holder, or both parties should be indemnified for this economic loss. Like a person should not, the insured should not take advantage of the insurance policy at any point of time, and the insurance company should also not repudiate the claim due to any sort of false reasons. That would be in the indemnity cause. Okay, so the principle of subrogation and loss minimization. These are the two points which are more or less, you can say, is similar to each other. So subrogation clause is basically that states that the policy would be covered under any loss that takes from one policy to the other. Like, I mean, if a person has if a person has a couple of policies, to more than one policies, right? So in that case, both the policy would be used to claim for the loss which is incurred by the insured. Next would be loss minimization. Loss minimization would be the principle where a party should always try to minimize the loss. The insured should always try to minimize the loss. It's not that, you know, if he is incurring a loss, he doesn't care about it and lets the loss go on and on. So he should have that ability. He should have that sense of minimizing the loss and the damage caused to his property, so that the insurance company, they can take necessary steps in controlling and paying his losses.
Gautam, can you give a practical example of insurable interest and subrogation?
Yeah, sure.
Or rather, let me ask a different question. What, as per you, would not be an insurable interest? What kind of a relationship?
Insurable interest should not be, I mean, anyone who doesn't have a blood relation should not be, first of all, insurable, will come under your point, like it's not an insurable interest.
So if I want to buy policy for a friend of mine, can I खरीद सकता हूँ?
No, you cannot.
Okay.
You cannot.
Got it.
Okay, and which one? The other one you said?
Subrogation.
Okay.
If you can give a practical example in day-to-day life.
Okay. Subrogation clause is basically, when you're taking an insurance policy, the insured, as you can mention, it's mentioned here. I mean, subrogation clause is a clause in the insurance policy that states that the insured gives their insurance company the right to sue a third party for insurance losses on their behalf. Suppose you have a motor policy and which comprises of the OD section and a third party section, right? And your vehicle actually is actually hits someone, a third party, and damage is caused that party. So in that case, the insurance company is liable to sue a third party for your loss and get the claim paid. Am I clear?
Yes, thank you.
Right. So the next slide actually explains the advantage of having insurance, or basically the need of insurance. So there are 8 points which we have specified here. One would be provides economic protection. The second would be shares risk, and the fourth would be encouraging savings, eliminating dependency, grant loans, create employment opportunities, and help develop economy by encouraging foreign trade. Like, so explaining these points slowly, like, provides economic protection. That means, we already spoken regarding this point earlier, that having an insurance policy will definitely give you economic protection, like, the endowment plans, or the your factory fire protection plans, or motor insurance plans, or various, all insurance plans will give you economic protection. Like, it shares risks. Definitely, if a risk of 1 lakh is there, a potential risk of 1 lakh is there, if you have an insurance policy, some part of it is definitely shared with the insurance company. So that's it. Encourages savings. Definitely, if you're taking, like I said, endowment plan or a term plan, it actually gives you a bit of savings in the future, and these products are definitely very, very encouraging and good products. Like, it eliminates dependency in case of a death of the head of the family, or a person who is the earning member of the family. In this case, in case he's no more, term plan would pay for his income, substitute his economic or his financial dependency, right? Like, it can grant loans with any insurance policies, like in LIC or any other potential insurance plans. You can take loans, and with that, it creates employment opportunity. Definitely, the industry creates a huge employment opportunities. Like, we all are from the insurance industry, and it has created a lot of jobs and employment opportunities for us. It helps and encourages foreign trade, definitely, because if you are covered to some extent, like if you take a marine insurance or marine hull insurance, the ships which are going into foreign waters, that will actually help you to improve your business, and you would be more encouraged to have foreign trades if you have a certain bit of risk covered for your business. Like, so these are the companies which are there in India, the insurance companies which are potentially there in India. These are the players who are currently there in the market. The public sector insurance companies are National Insurance, New India Assurance, Oriental, United. Most of us are aware of these companies. The private sectors are Cholamandalam, Edelweiss, and the list goes on. So prior to 2010, 2007, I believe, the public sector actually dominated the industry. And now the private sector has come into play, like companies like Bajaj, Tata, ICICI. These heavy players are dominating the industry, and they are doing really, really well. We personally sell a lot of products from the private sector, and their services are really, really good, and we are really, really happy to sell those products to our clients, and they are also very happy taking those products from us. So, like, there are some standalone health insurers which are termed here: Aditya Birla Health Insurance, Care Health Insurance, Manipal, Niva, and Star Health Insurance. So these are the only companies who are selling only standalone health insurance products. And these are the companies who are also selling health as well as general insurance. Okay. So these are the types of insurance we have categorized. The first one would be life insurance, under which we have term life insurance, whole life insurance, cover endowment plans, ULIP plans, child plans, and pension plans. Most of you in the mutual fund sector are aware of these plans, and you guys know the term plan and whole life cover, endowment plans, ULIP, child plans, and pension plans are available at various costs, as various companies provide various different types of products. So these are very, very important plans which one should consider at a very young age. That's what we believe at Probus. And the earlier people start investing in these sort of products, the better it is for the future. So these are some points which plans which are termed under life insurance should be noted by everyone. Now, insurance products categorized in general insurance, health insurance, motor insurance, and non-motor. Like non-motor would be your fire insurance, as we spoke earlier, marine cargo, marine hull, workman compensation, home insurance, cyber insurance, CPM and EAR policies. CPM and EAR policies are contractual plant and machinery policies, and EAR is erection all risk policies. So these are basically used by all the contractors like builders who are actually building houses or constructing roads. These are workman compensation policies. EAR and CPM are used by them. Cyber insurance can be used by anyone. It can be a retail product and can be used by anyone to protect their online transactions and various online needs. Like home insurance can also be taken by every one of us. Anyone who's having a home and want to insure their home, and the content inside the home can be done. Marine hull insurance is basically insurance for the ship, like the vessel which is on water, and there's insurance for the ship. That's called marine hull. And marine cargo insurance is there are two types of marine cargo insurance. That is, one is specific and the other one is open. Specific is for a specific invoice and for one-time cover, and the open marine cargo insurance is basically a year-round cover where you take total sum assured of one CR or 2 CR, and you will be able to use that policy for that limit. And again, when the limit expires, you need to again refill the amount. Fire and factory insurance, factory and warehouse insurance is basically you own a factory or a rice mill or a timber production house. You can insure it against fire. So these are all which are actually under non-motor and non-health insurance. So motor insurance is a basic. Yes.
Hi, Gautam. Hi. My question is if you can harp a little more about home insurance, which is a very popular category, and still a lot of awareness is required. If you can talk a little more about home insurance and what all is covered under that segment.
Right. Home insurance is a typical retail product. Like suppose if you have an apartment in any part of the city, there will be a reinstatement value, a structural value. Suppose the structure of the home is for 1 CR, right? So you can take a coverage for 1 CR, and also if you have a content inside your home, the furniture, fixtures, fittings are for 40 lakhs or 50 lakhs, you can cover those also. Like the home insurance plan which you take, it's for generally a very nominal premium, and the tenure is around 5 years, 10 years. You can take it for 2 years, multiple years, and you can take it for single year as well. So it actually covers you from fire, theft, and other natural calamities also, and it actually covers the structure and the content inside the home. So you have two options where you can cover the structure, only the structure, or you can cover the structure and as well as the content inside the home. Generally, all the societies which are present, the cooperative societies, opt for home insurance. And during a person nowadays, the banks have also started selling home insurance with loan products. Like if you take a home loan, you will be able to, and you will have to actually cover your home. So you have to take a home insurance as well. So that's it for home insurance.
At the time of claim, as per your experience, what is the typical, like in life and health, we still understand better, or a Car insurance, we still understand better how to do the claim procedure. For home insurance, in case of an eventuality, how does the whole claim process work?
Right. So what happens is when there's a claim in the home insurance, first of all, the process actually remains same. Not much of a difference is there. The First of all, you have to intimate the claim to the insurance company, and the insurance company will send a surveyor. So the surveyor will inspect the site, and accordingly he'll give an estimate to the insurance company, and the insurance company, as suitable, will pay the insurer directly into his account.
There is one
Understood.
more question, Gautam, if you
Yes.
like in case of home insurance, what I have heard that it is only the reconstruction cost which is given. So it is better to do the reconstruction cost twice coverage. Let's say if you have a house which is of 1 crore, see actual the land value is already there included in that. So let's say if
Right.
you reconstruct that, let's say there is a cost of around 40 lakhs rupees only. So one should take the coverage of 40 lakhs and not 1 crore. Is it correct?
Absolutely, sir. You are correct. One should only take the structural cost, because the land cost should not be included. Yes, you're correct. Any other questions regarding non-motor? Like, I mean, anyone has any question regarding marine cargo or cyber insurance or CPMEA?
Yeah, I think what we
Yeah.
could do, Gautam, is we could be on this slide for a while.
Yeah, sure.
Many of the kind of insurance could be new to many participants. So like how there are a couple of questions on home insurance. अगर किसी को और भी सवाल है कोई पर्टिकुलर टाइप के इंश्योरेंस को बेहतर समझने में, यही मौका है, आप पूछ सकते हैं.
Can you please explain cyber insurance, that how it helps clients?
Yes. Cyber insurance is still a very gray area in the insurance market, because not many companies are there in the cyber insurance sector. Not many companies have conventional plans. Cyber insurance is basically you're making hundreds of transactions every day. All of us are using online platforms to transfer money, transfer a lot of things. So transfer data. And so cyber insurance are categorized in two verticals. One is for the industries, like companies who are handling a lot of data of their clients, and they have their own server, they have their own setup where they are working online, like us Probus Insurance, we are working online. So that is one sector, and the other one is the retail cyber insurance. So like retail cyber insurance is for a particular person. I mean, if I am taking a retail cyber insurance, it would be for my online transactions, like my Google Pay, Phone Pay, or whatever wallet transactions I'm doing. That would cover that, and protect me from various cyber risks. Various cyber risk in the sense, if there's a virus in my system and which is actually hacking my data, which is actually trying to interfere into my personal space, that that virus actually harms me financially, I would be covered to the limit which I have taken, and then the insurance company will be liable to pay me that limit.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Hiren here. I have a question with regards to workman compensation. Now, this
Yes.
workman compensation insurance generally, it says that it has to be in the course of employment. So, suppose if
Sorry?
someone, the workman compensation insurance, I think it works in course of employment.
Yes.
That means
Absolutely.
it works only during the timing of the employment.
So you're actually not audible, but I could understand your question. What you're trying.
In case if the employee is traveling, that like. Hello.
Your voice is, your voice is dropping.
Yeah, am I audible now?
Yes, much better.
Okay. What I'm saying is, in case of this WC policies, if the employee is traveling from the home to a workplace, and if something happens in between, will this policy work? This workman compensation works, or it will not?
Yes, yes. There are certain things like certain add-on coverages which can be taken with the workmen compensation policies. Workmen compensation policies are basically taken by contractors for a particular project. Like suppose you are building some towers in a part of a city, and you have taken this project is granted by the government of West Bengal to you, or the government of Karnataka to you, and with that work order you can apply for a workman compensation policy through with two options. One would be a long term option, and the other would be a specified time option. Like for the project is going to be only there for 3 months or 6 months, so you can take cover for 3 months or 6 months, or you can take coverage for 1 year, 2 years, and 3 years. What you said, your question, like if suppose a work person is traveling from his home to the working site, whether he will be covered, but or not, that he won't be covered, sir, because the workman compensation policy has specified area where it is applied to, right? Within that premises it is covered. For the traveling, we have PA covers, PA insurance. You can integrate PA to the workman compensation policy, but that does not cover your traveling from home to workplace.
So Gautam, what I understand from you is for a specific use case, एक particular कारण के लिए एक दो policies को match करके उस end objective को achieve किया जा सकता है. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Objective achieve किया जा सकता है, but again if you say a conventional workman compensation policy वो होता है जो एक साइट पे अगर कुछ काम हो रहा है वहां पे वर्कमैन को कुछ इंजरी होता है या फिर ड्यू टू द वर्क रिलेटेड थिंग्स he would be covered. That is basically workman compensation policy. These are very nominal cost policies, but yes, that is the concept of workman compensation policy.
And is a salaried person, a normal jobber like like anyone, is they also covered under workman compensation?
No, they are covered under GMC, sir, group mediclaim. These are for blue collar employees.
Understood. Any other questions, gentlemen? Or koi sawal?
I would like to ask one.
Yes, please.
I would like to understand about group insurance. Like, what does a group insurance qualify under? Say a small company which is having around 7-8 employees. Can this company have policies under group insurance?
No, sir, because the minimum group size would be ideally 15 members. 6-7 people in a group will not be termed as a group mediclaim policy. We cannot include that into group mediclaim policy.
Okay, thanks.
Sir, if some community wants to make a group policy, can it make it? That is the community.
Should have insurable interest, or should have the employee-employer relationship. Without the employee,
I'm asking about a community, just like a religious community, like a Sikh community or a Parsi community, or that the complete.
Sir, they have to have some sort of employer-employee relationship. Otherwise, it's not possible, sir. Insurance companies will deny the product.
Okay.
Any questions related to marine hull, fire, non-motor, motor, anything? Motor insurance, everyone is aware. Car insurance, bike insurance, and commercial insurance. Yeah. Commercial insurance is basically for tractors, for GCV, goods carrying vehicles, passenger carrying vehicles, taxis, Ola, Ubers, and the tourist taxis as well, and for machines used for farming. So that's into commercial insurance. Bike insurance is two-wheeler insurance. Everyone is aware of that. Any yellow plated number plates is commercial insurance. Any white plated are bike insurance and car insurance.
Achha,
any question?
Motor insurance, even vehicles around 20-25 years are also covered.
Sir, ideally that cannot be done online, but ये आप branch में physically visit करके आप करा सकते हो, and that would be termed as vintage car. Any car which is aged above 25 years will be termed as a vintage car, and for that insurance is a little bit different. It's not a retail product anymore. You'll have to physically go to the branch and get the policy done. and only third-party policies would be available.
Yeah, only third party. That is.
Yes, yes, yes. Can we move on to the next slide?
Yes, there was one question which I saw. What is top-up covers from Nitin Kumar Agarwal?
Okay, okay. So top-up cover comes into the health insurance sector. Like, I mean, I'll just explain in a very, very easy terminology. Like, if you are having a retail health insurance for 5 lakhs, right? And or suppose you have a group mediclaim, you're covered under a group mediclaim from a company. The company is giving you 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 5 lakh rupee coverage, but you think that's not sufficient for you. You want to have a coverage of 15 lakhs or 20 lakhs. So in that case, what you do is your base policy is supposed for 2 lakhs. You need to opt for a deductible amount of 2 lakhs, and you can take a top-up coverage amount of rest 15 lakhs. And that would be top-up policies are generally very cost-effective policies, and they are very, very low-cost policies in compared to the base plans. So you'll have to take the initial payment of 2 lakhs would be paid by your GMC or the company which is covering you your base policy, right? And 2 lakh onwards, your top-up policy is going to cover you. So top-up policies are basically taken with the base plans. It cannot be taken individually. It has to be, you have to have a base plan, and then only you can opt for a top-up. That will make sense. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense.
Understood. You can move forward, Gautam.
Okay. That was the last slide, and we thank you for giving your valuable time to us and joining us on this video. Thank you so much, everyone.
So with that, it doesn't mean the session is over. What we have done,
Yes.
gentlemen, is we have kept the next 30 minutes open for all kinds of question and answers, So feel free. You may want to, the whole slide was just an attempt to throw open certain terminologies and certain terms, which in a day-to-day life we may not be aware of, or we may have just some misconception about. So here is a very good opportunity for next 30-40 minutes to clarify any and every doubt that you may have in your mind, or something that your customers may be asking for, something where you may have got stuck. We are happy to help. The floor is open. So we have a question: in ULIP policy, top-up is taxable or not? You're on mute, Gautam.
Okay. Yeah, ULIP policy is it comes under life insurance. Like, I mean, if you are looking to have a top-up policy, you should ideally have a base policy that is a conventional health insurance. Then only it will make sense. Like, I mean, again, I'll just let me explain the top-up concept and the base policy concept again. Base policy is a normal health insurance which you have, which is way costlier than the top-up policy. Like, if you are taking a 15 lakh base policy, it would cost you a person of age of about 30 years, it will cost you around 15 to 20,000, right? A good plan. Whereas a 15 lakh top-up policy would cost you only around 5,000. So the base policy, you should always have a base health policy, and that would be combined with the top-up policy. Then only the coverage is justified. Otherwise, it's not.
Yeah, I have a question. There are a lot of guaranteed plans which is being offered by various insurance companies, right? So there is a question which I would like to understand. There is a theme which I'd like to understand, that they've said this is the IRR what we are giving to, right? So I am little bit of confused that sometimes the IRR is lesser, sometimes IRR is much lesser. So how you can help us in calculating that particular thing?
Yes. For this question, I would like to pass this on to our life insurance head, who she's going to take the sessions later on, I mean, in later coming days, regarding life insurance and the IRR and the technicalities of that. So I would like to pass on this question to her. She would be the right person to explain the entire scenario regarding that to you. So sir, kindly I would request you to have patience for that seminar as well.
So Bhavesh ji, a very good question. Thank you so much for asking that. And to deep dive into this particular question, in itself is a session, because your observation and your point is very valid that, with the rising interest yields, so a lot of companies are coming up with, high IRR, say 6.5%, and then some company will launch 6.75% and so on. So I think your question is more around how does one calculate it and what is the real applicable IRR? Is that the one which is promoted the actual IRR, or is there something more to it? So our next session is going to be more around centered around that. And if it's okay with you, we just can have patience for a week. We don't want to take it away from the next trainer.
Definitely,
if that is
definitely.
okay
No
with you.
problems at all. I just want to understand that how they calculate this IRR, because when I go and calculate the IRR, it comes much lesser than what they are promising. Right?
Sir, very good question. What I'm going to do is I'm going to park this question specifically with the exact expert.
Right.
And if it is very urgent, I'm going to get back
No,
to
no,
you
no,
after this
nothing
session.
urgent, nothing urgent. I just want to
Got
understand
it.
how these companies are promising this kind of thing. That's what I want to understand.
Superb, sir. Thank you for the feedback. That will also give us more content to create for the next session.
Thank you. So nice.
Can I take some questions here from the chat? So the next
Yeah,
question
sure.
is from राकेश त्रिपाठी जी. वो पूछ रहे हैं कि ट्रैवल इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी में कवरेज क्या होता है और क्लेम प्रोसेस कैसे होता है. Very valid question. With pandemic, lot of people are traveling. The whole travel cycle has gone up multiple times. So very we have seen a massive uptake. बहुत सारी ट्रैवल इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसीज बिफोर प्री पैंडेमिक के आंकड़ों से ज्यादा अभी आजकल इश्यू हो रही है. So Gautam, valid question है. Over to you.
Yes. So travel insurance is a very vital part of the insurance sector. Like, I mean, a lot of people are traveling post-pandemic, pre-pandemic. A lot of people traveled. So travel insurance basically covers a lot of things, like your medical, to some extent, your medical expenses when you're abroad. It covers loss of content to you. I mean, if you're having your luggage and you lose it, it covers for that. It covers a delay on your schedule, like if you have a flight delay or if you have a cab delay, so that would be covered by the travel insurance. And basically any coverage, any thing which is hampering your schedule during your travel from one city to other city, right, or from one country to other country, it's covered. But your medical expenses are covered to some extent. If you need to cover your entire medical process or the entire medical bills, you need to have a health insurance policy again, which covers international medical expenses as well. So travel insurance basically covers your travel time delay and your loss of baggage, loss of content, and to some extent your medical bills abroad.
So if somebody is traveling, Gautam, and somebody falls ill, let's
Right.
take a domestic example and an international example. मैं कलकत्ता से दिल्ली जा रहा हूँ और दिल्ली में मैं बीमार पड़ गया.
Right.
So मेरी ट्रैवल इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी मुझे कवर करेगी?
Yes, absolutely, to some extent. For the emergency part only, you would be given first aid and you would be given the initial treatment. But again, after you're stabilized, the coverage again then comes to the health insurance policy you have.
Got it. So एक और इससे connected question है which you partly answered कि मेरे पास अगर मेरी health insurance policy भी है और मैंने travel insurance policy भी ली हुई है जिसमें ये covered है, तो दोनों में से मुझे पहली कौन सी यूज करनी चाहिए?
Sorry sir, if you can repeat your question again.
मेरे पास ट्रैवल इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी भी है और मेरे पास हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी भी है. अगर मैं एक सिटी से दूसरे सिटी में ट्रैवल करते हुए कहीं पे बीमार पड़ गया, तो मैं पहले कौन सी पॉलिसी का इस्तेमाल करूं, हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस या ट्रैवल इंश्योरेंस?
The travel policy, obviously.
और ऐसा क्यों?
Because you've already opted for a travel policy and you are unwell during your travel. So first the travel policy should be claimed for, and after your initial treatment, your formal hospitalization would be done with your health insurance. That would be an organized approach.
Understood. Thank you. Now, the other scenario, this was domestic example. I'm going from India to say wherever, some other country, say Malaysia or whichever country
Right.
to for a holiday, where there I fall ill, right? So how
Right.
does the whole procedure work? Is it a very easy process to claim? Are there any hindrances? Do we need to keep certain things in mind? What is your experience?
There are a lot of hindrances, sir. Like to be very honest and being very transparent, if you have a travel policy and you went abroad and you fell ill, you'd be given your first aid and you'd be given your initial treatment. You'd be stabilized, and then you would be deported to your home country, or you would be asked to take your own responsibility then henceforth. And the claim process would be reimbursement, right? It will not be a cash-based claim process. It will be a reimbursement claim process.
So in all so there is no travel policy
Yes, sir. You're right. There are certain products which give you cash-based facilities, and most of the products don't give you, but there are certain products which give you cash-based facilities to some extent, not the entire package, to some extent.
Okay, so one has to really be careful while choosing a travel insurance policy.
Absolutely.
Great, thank you. There is one question, if you can answer that, from Jugal Zaveri. Nowadays, people are taking marriage insurance as well. So does Probus provide such type of insurance?
We haven't started marriage insurance yet, sir. But definitely your question is a very unique and a very valid question. We're going to talk to our management regarding that and start very soon.
How to work burglary insurance?
Sorry?
Burglary insurance.
Sorry, विकास जी आपकी आवाज नहीं आई, क्या फिर से बताएंगे?
Burglary insurance.
Burglary insurance.
Yes.
Yes. So burglary insurance is basically combined with a fire policy. Like आप इसको बेसिकली जो कवर लेते हैं बर्गलरी का कवर रहता है आपका फायर के साथ कंबाइंड. मान लीजिए आपके फैक्ट्री में कुछ कंटेंट्स रहते हैं, कैश रहते हैं, या फिर आपकी स्टॉक इन प्रोग्रेस रहते हैं, तो वो सबका बर्गलरी इंश्योरेंस, जैसे फायर होता है बर्गलरी भी होता है. वो अगर चोरी हो जाता है तो उसके लिए आपको एक डिक्लेयर्ड अमाउंट देना पड़ता है. सपोज यू हैव 10 CR स्टॉक इन योर गोडाउन and you have suppose 5 lakh rupee or 10 lakh rupee cash in your till, right? तो वो पॉलिसी करने के पहले आपको वो डिक्लेरेशन देना पड़ता है. वो डिक्लेरेशन जब भी आप देते हो उस हिसाब से प्रीमियम चार्ज किया जाता है. एंड इन केस ऑफ लॉस दैट वुड बी कवर्ड. उतना अमाउंट तक ही कवर्ड रहेगा. मतलब आज अगर आपने डिक्लेयर किया है पॉलिसी के टाइम पे कि 10 करोड़ का मेरा स्टॉक रहता है और आपने फिर स्टॉक रखा 12 करोड़ का, वो पूरा चोरी हो गया, तो 2 करोड़ का जो डेफिसिट है वो आपको नहीं मिलेगा, 10 करोड़ का ही मिलेगा आपको, राइट? तो ये है बर्गलरी इंश्योरेंस.
And what if the burglary happens in the house?
Yes, that would be again integrated with home insurance. As I said earlier, you can take coverage for your content as well. So similarly, if the content catches fire, you are paid for that in the fire insurance. Same with the burglary. If it is stolen or if it is missing from your home, you would be covered with the burglary insurance if you have a burglary insurance.
Does that answer
again you have to have done the declaration prior to taking the policy. That is must.
And what should one cover under the declaration?
You need to declare what are the contents you are having, what amount of cash, jewelry, or how much amount of content you are having at home. So if stolen or any mishaps, you'll be covered till that amount, not more than that.
Understood. Thank you. There is a question from ESDG. What is marriage insurance?
Well, again, marriage insurance, I would like to pass on to the relevant team. I have very little knowledge on that. So please excuse me for this question.
But still, if you can broadly highlight, though it is self-explanatory.
Right. I think it's basically it's a contract basically. There are certain areas you can have an event insurance in your marriage, or are you talking about the marriage clause insurance or the marriage event insurance? If you can be more specific, please.
So there are two things over here. I think we are confusing somewhere. I would just like to highlight there is something called wedding insurance, and then there is marriage insurance.
Right,
So
right,
the
right, right.
actual term which I understand, gentlemen, is wedding insurance. Broadly, it means that अगर शादी हो रही है, so क्या होता है कि मैं एक अलग इंडस्ट्री से एग्जांपल देता हूँ जिससे मेरे को एक्सपीरियंस है, which is film insurance. So every time a movie is getting produced, there is a chance of delays, there is a chance of fire on the set, and so on and so forth. As a result of which, there could be a lot of expensive material that can get damaged, or there could be a loss to the producer. Similar concept, और उसके लिए film insurance होता है. Similar, or a production insurance hota hai. Similarly, for a wedding, which is also like an event, eventually, 100-200 crore की शादियां होती है, और उस शादी में आग लग गई, उस शादी में कुछ चोरी हो गई, उस शादी में कुछ डिलेज हो गए, बहुत सारी कारण से वहां पे रिस्क हो सकती है. So this kind of an insurance focuses on that. So further details, as of now, Probus is not doing wedding insurance, but we may start very soon if the concept is getting popularized. On our website, www.probusinsurance, I'm just typing it for everybody's benefit. You can go and see there is any and every kind of insurance one can think of, which is, just one second, probusinsurance.com. Yeah, check the second link. And we are open to adding more insurances as well. We recently added pet insurance on the portal. We have seen that especially after pandemic, लोग like pets को ज़्यादा adopt कर रहे हैं. वो adoption rate बहुत बढ़ गया. पर हमारे कंट्री में पेट का इंश्योरेंस तो किसी ने मतलब ऐसा अवेयरनेस लेवल है ही नहीं. और वो भी एक कैसे हो, क्योंकि हमारे कंट्री में ओवरऑल इंश्योरेंस पेनिट्रेशन इज आल्सो अंडर लेस देन 4%. तो जहां पे इंसानों का इंश्योरेंस कराने का समय नहीं है, हम डॉग्स का और कैट्स के इंश्योरेंस की बात कर रहे हैं. पर फ्रॉम अ सेक्टर एंड अपॉर्चुनिटी पर्सपेक्टिव, इट इज अ मैसिव अपॉर्चुनिटी. और तो अगर आपके क्लाइंट्स हैं जिनके घर में कुत्ते हैं, उनके खर्चे बहुत बढ़ते हैं, ओपीडी एक्सपेंसेस वगैरह आर वेरी वेरी एक्सपेंसिव, एंड दीज आर वेरी अनफोर्सीन एक्सपेंसेस. एक डॉग इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी हार्डली 2000 रुपए की आती है पूरे साल की, पर उसमें बहुत सारे खर्चे किसी के कवर हो जाते हैं. सो जस्ट गिविंग एन एग्जांपल ऑफ द टॉपिक, पर जस्ट कीप ऑल दीज थिंग्स एट द बैक ऑफ योर माइंड. Otherwise, after the session also, Probus team can help you with specific queries. No problem. There is one question which has come up, which is how much important third-party insurance in motor insurance category?
Right. Yes, it is very, very important. And first and foremost thing, it's mandatory. Like from the government of India, it is mandatory to have any motor insurance policy or third-party motor insurance policy. If you own any vehicle, whether it's a two-wheeler, four-wheeler, or commercial vehicle, you should always have a third-party insurance. Yes, definitely, it's very important. If you are getting into any sort of accidents, which with your car, you're damaging the state property or any third person's property or any third person's life, the third-party policy will cover you for that. So it's very, very important to have a third-party policy, and more importantly, it's mandatory. You should not drive your vehicle if you don't have a TP insurance.
Understood. Thank you, Gautam. I have been riding a car since last 15 years, 20 years plus. In fact, to share my own personal example, 2 दिन पहले मुझे कुछ डिटेल्स ऐसी के बारे में पता चला मोटर व्हीकल इंश्योरेंस को लेकर, जो मुझे कभी नहीं पता था. So the core difference between a TP and a OD कहते हैं ना उसको?
Yes.
Can you just
own damage
highlight
section? Yes. There are 2 sections of a motor insurance policy. One is the OD section, that is called the owner damage section, and the other one is the TP section, that is third party section. So like the owner damage section is is the section where if you are having a comprehensive policy, you will have both, like the OD part and the TP part, right? But if you're having a TP policy, you only have one section, the TP, the third party insurance part. For the comprehensive policy, which is taken by most of the people for the new vehicles up to 15 years, any damage caused to your vehicle and the third party, or any sorts of damage, any sorts of accidents the vehicle gets involved to, you'll get total coverage for that. That's a comprehensive policy where you get total coverage. You will have the OD section as well as the TP section. And for the third party section, you will get coverage only for the third party accidents. Like, your car goes and hits someone and that person is, he's lost his leg or he lost his arm, and the insurance company is going to pay for that. So this is the basic difference. Now again, if you want to get into details, like you have zero-death policies like the enhancement covers in comprehensive policy. You have SAOD policies. SAOD policies is standalone owner damage cover, where if you're buying a new car, you'll get 3 years of third-party insurance and 1 year of OD insurance, comprehensive insurance. So again, next year, the second and third year, you just need to take the OD coverage. So that is there. These technicalities and the depth will be covered by my colleagues later on.
Thank you, Gautam. Today's session anyways is just a generic primer session for the other sessions to come over the next 3 weeks. We are just planting the seeds in the minds of our participants के इस तरह के question आप पूछ सकते हैं to the other subject matter experts. Thank you, Gautam. Another question is from Ashish Sharda ji. वो पूछ रहे हैं कि need more details about OPD insurance.
OPD insurance, right? Okay. So OPD insurance, there are various types of OPD insurance. Like, you can have an OPD coverage integrated in your health insurance policy. You can take a standalone OPD cover. Like nowadays, there are a lot of companies who are coming with a lot of schemes, like health cards. Right? So health cards are in a way used as OPD covers, and you also have integrated hospicash policies. Hospicash policies also have OPD covers in them. So basically, there are 2-3 modules where you can take OPD cover. But I would generally suggest my clients, or generally suggest everyone, to have OPD cover integrated in your health insurance policy. When you're taking a health insurance policy, my suggestion would be have a health insurance policy which actually covers all your health needs, like your OPD cover, your daily cash allowance, your doctor's fees, nursing fees, everything should be covered up to sum assured. Do not take a policy which has a lot of capping in it. It might, be a little bit expensive, but in the long run, you see it's much, much more beneficial than taking normal health insurance. Take a health insurance which has all the coverages in it. That would be my suggestion.
One question, Gautam, always on the mind is कि जब भी कोई बीमार होता है और कभी hospitalization करने की जरूरत पड़ती है, one doesn't like to compromise. Right? So I have seen people go to hospitals and being told, hey, sorry, ये वाला room आप नहीं कर पाओगे. ये वाला room is not covered under your health insurance policy. And then there is disappointment. How does one deal with this?
Yes. So while taking a health insurance policy, you should always take into consideration the network hospitals in your city. Like if you're choosing any plan from any company, the first and foremost thing is, first you need to understand where you want to get yourself treated. Like if you want to get yourself treated in a Manipal hospital, you should take a policy which covers the Manipal hospital in their network hospital list. So that is very important. So the idea or the crack here is, you should always, before taking a health insurance policy, you should look into the network coverage list of that particular insurance company. If they are having that particular hospital in their network list, it will be cashless, and you would be enjoying the cashless benefits. You will not have to pay from your pocket and then go for the reimbursement. And the second part of your question, sir, where you asked, one should always might get disappointed if that person hears that the particular room is not covered in their policy. That's what I said earlier. you should always go for a plan which covers your room rent, your doctor fees, nursing fees, all other expenses related to your hospitalization up to sum assured. Right? There shouldn't be any sort of capping. Whether some policies state that in the 1% or 2% of your sum assured would be covered as your room rent. You should not go for those sort of policies. You should always go for policies which say your room rent is covered up to sum assured, or they have specified, single private AC room or dual room or any sort of, if they're specified anything. You should always go for that sort of policy.
So my question, Gautam, on behalf of everybody in this room is that itni sari policies hai, itne
Right.
sare plans. How does one really understand? Nobody has time to read all the features and minor points, right? So in that scenario, how can we simplify this whole selection process?
First of all, sir, here I would answer this question in a different way. We at Probus believe that any partner who is associated with us, we give them a glimpse of the important points before purchasing a policy. Like if any client comes to us and or any of our partner comes to us, we give them a one pager where all the important points are stated, where you should keep in mind as I said, the points earlier, room rent and etc. Those points are there, and definitely when you are purchasing a policy, you should always ask for the policy wording and the policy brochure from wherever you're purchasing the policy. So these things should be taken by every client before purchasing a policy, and that there in the one pager, you see on the brochure there will be a one pager, and on that one pager you will see all the important points listed and specified, whether it's covered up to sum assured or whether there's a capping or anything like that. So that would be
Gautam,
there mentioned in the brochure.
Gautam, I thought you are simply going to say that don't worry about all these things, just call me up.
Yeah.
And I will simplify it. But yes, you are right. Sorry, you are absolutely right. However, I think just like mutual fund schemes, there are thousands of schemes in mutual fund, and one tends to get confused. For health insurance or for any kind of these policies, friends' advice is, of course, you can go through all the policies details from your academic interest perspective. Probus also conducts a lot of brand-specific trainings from time to time, depending upon your liking, or you can simply just connect with Gautam or Asta. They can simplify this whole procedure for you. Feel free.
So one question which I can see here from Mr. Alam, that is, if we take pause with you, can it be integrated with our website so that clients can buy themselves? Well, I would like to answer this question. It's a very interesting question, and which is, we have actually done this for a lot of partners. So yes, it can be done. For details, we need to speak to the relevant team. But yes, definitely it can be done.
तो आलम जी, ये API होता है हमारी वेबसाइट का, वो हम सिंपल आपके वेबसाइट पर इंटीग्रेट कर सकते हैं.
Integrate कर देंगे, right?
And it's a very common practice. Maybe after the session, we can connect and I will guide you how to do it. In fact, this is for anybody who has a website here and would like to explore this route. It's a very fantastic digital route to sort of expand into your client base. I'll take a couple of quick questions more. It's very encouraging that a lot of people are asking questions. Thank you. It keeps us going. If I've already done this. Okay, in OPD policies, is pre-existing diseases covered? Asta has already answered that. Yes, all the pre-existing diseases are covered. Okay, Manoj Khaireji, we will share the one pager with you. You want one pager of Probus or one pager of a particular plan? What we could do is we can share both, and then, you can take it up from there.
Maybe your team can share them in the group also, the WhatsApp group, so that it helps everyone.
Why not? We would do that. So Gautam is there on the group, Asta is there on the group, all relevant details. We will not bombard everybody with a lot of messages. We don't believe in doing that. पर एक message हम डाल देंगे with all the requirements. OPD plan one pager done. Thank you. Any other thoughts? Any other questions? Any such situation Sir, please share which company accidental policy is good for TTD. Gautam, Asta, over to you. Gautam.
Accidental policies are, basically the PA policies. A lot of companies do it, and more or less everyone has similar coverages. Like you can go for HDFC, you can go for Bajaj, you can go for Manipal. So all the companies are good. There's not much of a difference for accidental policies.
मैं एक सवाल पूछना चाहता हूं गौतम, जो आई थिंक यहाँ पे जितने भी प्रेजेंट है रूम में उन सबके लिए रेलेवेंट होगा. There is a particular kind of policy that is available, which I know is called professional indemnity policy.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Right. So, आपको लगता है कि यहाँ पे जितने भी जन हैं, उनको professional indemnity policy लेनी चाहिए? If yes, why so? And if you can highlight a little more about it.
Right. So professional indemnity policy, again, the term itself specifies, any professional there in the industry dealing with lots of clients should always have a professional indemnity policy where this actually covers your liability risk. Like it's similar to liability insurance, where if you have any, we are all humans and mistakes keep on happening. So professional indemnity policy actually gives you coverage for that. It gives you a space where, obviously you should not be committing mistakes intentionally, but in case of any mistake which happens, professional indemnity policy will help you economically. So yes, everyone should.
So assuming a client files a complaint with SEBI, for example, कुछ भी होते रहते हैं.
Right.
So does professional indemnity policy cover these kind of instances?
Absolutely.
Okay, and the details and coverage, etc., both the plan to plan covered would differ.
Yes. So that can be shared in our group, and everyone can have a look at it.
So Ashik Islam ji has asked a very relevant question. If you know, we don't file taxes as professionals. So how can we take professional policy?
I need to look up on this, sir. This is a little bit of gray area for me.
Fair enough. But let's park this question. Very valid question. Somebody has asked Mr. Vineet Arora ji something little more about premium personal guard, Bajaj Allianz. If you know,
that's basically a personal accidental policy. So that he named the policy basically. That's a very good plan, in fact. Very good plan.
Vijay Mishra ji asked, sir, how can I enroll with Probus? Sir, हम group में एक common link ही डाल देंगे, and all the details will come to you. Not only you, anybody else who would like to enroll with Probus would be guided through the process after this session. No problem. एक क्वेश्चन पक्का आखिरी लास्ट क्वेश्चन है मेरी तरफ से. एक बहुत ही फंडामेंटल क्वेश्चन रहता है गौतम कि मैं कितने का हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस मुझे खरीदना चाहिए. और कभी कभार लगता है कि ठीक है यार, मतलब एक अंदाज से 5 लाख का ले लो, 10 लाख का ले लो, 20 लाख का ले लो, पर एक कुछ तो एक प्रोसेस होती होगी ना ये कैलकुलेट करने की.
So it actually depends on your age and your your health condition, and a lot of things. Like, I mean, these are two primary things: your age and your health condition. Like, I mean, a person who is juvenile diabetic, like is suffering from diabetes from a young age, is more prone to a lot of more diseases. His life expectancy actually reduces, right? So he should have a sufficient health cover, at least for 10 lakhs, if not more. And if a person who is a normal individual is not having any sort of disease or anything, and is at the age of 40, 45, and has not taken a health insurance yet, should ideally go for, again, more than 10 lakh rupee coverage. Because, your first of all, you have to serve a waiting period if you have diseases, 3 years, 4 years. Normally, in some cases, that can be waived up to 1 year or 2 years in the higher end plans. But you should ideally, taking into consideration the medical costs and the medical inflation, you should definitely have medical insurance coverages ranging from minimum from 5 lakhs and to 10, 15 lakhs or 20 lakhs even. So that should be the amount of coverage one should opt for. They should understand their need first, like their health condition and their financial capability, right? Their age, these things should be taken into consideration, and then they should choose a product with minimum coverage of 10 lakhs, ideally.
Thank you, Gautam.
Thank you,
विजय
sir.
जी, विनोद जी, हम आपके सारे सवाल इस सेशन के बाद अलग से ले लेंगे. Anything to do with enrollment, anything to do with franchise model, etc., we can get it answered. You can also, in fact, consult Kanak. He could also guide you in case you would like to. Kanak, any other thoughts? Any questions? Gentlemen in the group, koi bhi tarah ka aur sawal. Otherwise, we don't need to stretch it necessarily till 1 o'clock. If we are feeling complete and quite enriched with today's knowledge, we can just process. There is a lot of information that has been flowing through the session today. Gautam has been simply fantastic. I would like to have a round of applause for you, Gautam. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for your participation, each and everybody on this group. It was really, really very encouraging for us. If there are other questions or any other thoughts, we are happy to take up. In case you have feedbacks, which we would love to hear, what all should we include specifically in our next sessions? You can either chat in or punch in your replies here, so we can then create content accordingly for our next sessions. We want to make these sessions very relevant for everybody who's investing their valuable time on a Saturday. And we do not want to have topics and conversations which are not relevant to you. So feel free and chat in the box. You can tell us any particular topic you would like us to go deeper into, or any other concept you would like to understand more. We are happy to help.
Friends, and the schedule is also there on the flyer. The next session is on 13th. And in the meantime, I'll request all of you, since the link will be shared with all of you, please fill up that link. And with that link, you will be able to enroll yourself. Some of you were asking about the franchisee model. Yes, the payouts and all, as far as Probus is concerned, whatever I am made aware by Astha and their team, is quite nice. And I am sure if normally you are getting, let's say, 15% or something in a normal health insurance, here you can expect maybe 23 to 25%. So that's something which is very, very good. So all of you can explore that part. And as far as the servicing is concerned, you can connect with them. For all those people who would like to give franchisee to some more people, that opportunity is also there. But again, better is first you start on your own, take the link, even if in any one of your family members' name or your name, whatever way, and then explore that. If you can at least introduce maybe 25 to 30 people, then you can actually also go for the super franchisee model also, wherein you will be getting a little overriding on whatever is being paid. So those models are also there. Again, Astha and Gautam, they are there. I think probably they can help you all. So the idea is put the overall insurance planning part in your kitty. This is a huge opportunity. I think the earning is many times more than what normally other products do offer. And this is a requirement. Not only life, but I think especially the general insurance, the health insurance, marine insurance, house insurance, and so many other things. So please try get the knowledge and use that knowledge in your business, because that way we all are serving our clients anyways. Payouts and commissions is only an outcome, but more than that, if our client is getting help out of all this, this is going to help each one of us. With this, I think the journey has started today. Thanks to Alok, Vora, Astha, and Gautam, and the team Probus for initiating this whole program. All those people who have attended this, who will be attending all the 4 programs, will also be awarded a certificate based on their attendance in this particular program. So, and once you also register with that, there is a separate kit, training, and rest of the things also, which Astha will be taking care, and she will be helping you with all those things. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Look forward to next Saturday, 20th of August. Till then, have a great weekend ahead and Jai Hind.